everybody, and welcome to another X Bikes video. And today, guys, we are going to be doing something that I don't think I've seen anyone else do, and I'm surprised I haven't seen it, as both of these bike packs have been out for, I think, almost coming up on 3 weeks, 4 weeks now, something like that. And very simple, boys. We're going to be seeing which bike is quicker. What bike gets us around the track faster? Now, I've got a lot of experience on these new OEMs, not a ton on the new factory bikes. I made a couple videos on them, but for the most part I've been sticking to the OEMs, since those are the bikes that I presume will be used in competition next year. I don't know though. We're also going to get a new OEM update before then anyway, so does it really matter? I have no idea. But I like both the bikes. This is not a which bike is better video by any means. This is a which bike is faster video. Which bike can get me around the track quicker. Now, this does not mean that whatever bike wins this video is the bike that is top speed quicker. I think the factory bikes are undoubtedly quicker at top speed, but that does not mean it's going to get me around the track quicker, right? So we'll see. Some people have said the OEMs give you a bit quicker lap times. That's from experienced players. I'm not sure if you're more novice or intermediate, but yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen here. I like the factory bikes, I like the OEMs. They're both good bikes, but which is faster? I mean, this could come out to be like almost identical lap times. I think that'd be pretty interesting, because I think it'd be a good point to ride these bikes together, maybe even race them together, in aerial if we do both bikes. I have no idea. I don't know how close they are, from feeling them. It feels like the factory's way quicker, but I have no idea. So that's why I'm making this video. I'm making this video for you guys as well. Hit that like button. And also, I'm very, very appreciative of the 11 people, and it's been under 2 days right now. 11 people have used my code at G Fuel to get some G Fuel. So I appreciate that so much. The link's in the description if you guys want to go do that. But yeah, very, very appreciative of that. And without further ado, we're going to get right into the video right now. Okay, so this is how we're going to test this. I'm about to cross the finish line, and we're going to start on this factory 450. We're going to do 450s and 250s today on motocross, and we're also going to do supercross as well. So this might be a pretty long video, maybe not. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my first 2 laps on camera, and then my last 3 will be off camera. We'll do 5 laps per bike. So we're going to start on the 450s. We're going to do this, then we're going to go to the OEM, and then we're going to do 250 factory, and then 250 OEM, then we're going to go to Supercross and do the exact same thing. And so I'm not riding 100%, but what I am riding is consistency. I want to be consistent. I don't want to crash on these bikes. I think that's going to be a bit unfair. So yeah, we're just going to ride smooth, try to take, semi-similar lines each lap, and hopefully the times come out to be, makes sense. I don't want my factory times to be separated by like 10 seconds. I want the range to be within 5, ideally, maybe within like 3. But obviously, we're not going to want to crash if we want that to happen. So, yeah, I like the gas. All the factory bikes are the same. It's just the look. I think the gas looks the best, though. And we're going to front tuck there. That felt kind of weird. I don't know. Maybe I went in there a little bit too quick. I don't think we lost too much time there, though. Maybe like 2, maybe 3 seconds at most. So we're all good, but bike feels good. These bikes do feel a bit lighter, and they have traction, but I feel like when they slip hard. And I feel like the slip happens a little bit earlier than the OEMs. So I do have to remember that in the corners. I can't lean them over as much. I can't be as aggressive. It's a lot easier to lose the front tire especially. But so far, not a bad lap. We're going to have to make sure we don't crash in that corner again. We did it once. I do not want to do that again. But so far, pretty smooth first lap. Nothing too bad, nothing too crazy. See our Ghost up there. That Ghost is already a second ahead as well, so we're not too far off my previous best lap. This lap counts. I don't think I went off the track at all. Well, 2:14 now. I don't know what a good time is here. I really don't. I mean, I would guess it's under a 2:10, probably like a 2:08, something like that. But again, there, tuck the front a little bit in that rut. Not sure why that is, but I don't know. I can feel it. You can feel like the collision. I think there's like a really interesting collision hitbox or whatever you want to call it on the front wheel of this bike. I don't know if it's like the forks that are hitting the ground or what it is, but you can kind of hear it when I lean the bike over. Sometimes that causes it to tuck. As long as we don't crash, though, we'll be fine. Oh man, you could hear it right there going over that bump. Just gonna slow down. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I'm guessing it's the forks, but I don't know for sure. Yeah, it's a pretty smooth lap. Oh, it's an OJ. Scrub that. Scrub that. Alright, we'll be trying to take the same lines for both bikes just to make it fair. I don't remember what line. Okay, I went all the way outside here. Remember that. Usually I hop into that inside, but it's kind of a risky line. We're coming up here to the end of this lap, and this is gonna be a quicker lap if we can stay up. I'm gonna OJ that. So far we're pretty smooth. Oh no. Stay on the track, please. Yeah, I didn't push it too hard there, but I'd say it's about a good 70%. A little 211. And I'm gonna run the next 3 laps off camera. And yeah, I'll show you guys a lap times after. All right, boys, so we have finished the 5 laps. You guys can see the first 2 I had on camera was a 214, then 211.7, which was my fastest lap. Then we went 212.5, then the 217. I did have a crash that I probably lost 4 seconds in. Maybe 5. I honestly think 212 is my consistent pace on that bike at about 70%. I think I'm gonna do 70% for all the bikes. Just keep it simple. Not running too hard a pace, just the most consistent pace that I know. And the crash was pretty weird, I'm not gonna lie. It was a bit of a loop out that, I don't know, to me didn't really make any sense, but they're quick bikes. They're a little bit hard to control. So you guys can see right here, I lost about 4 seconds in the first sector, 5 if you count the second and 5th lap. So yeah, 212s, 211s kind of what we're running. So yeah, I guess we're gonna see what we run on the OEMs. My deal was a 207, so clearly you guys can see I'm about 4 seconds off my 100% pace. But yeah, let's try the OEMs, boys. All right, boys, we're gonna get right into it here on my favorite 450. That is the Fantic with this 6 Solitude visual skin on it. And it's a bit hard to flip-flop to like switch straight from factory to this, so I'm gonna probably take the first 2 laps as more sight laps than anything and just kind of remember how to play like this, even though I've been playing on this bike for like the past 2 weeks. But it's hard, bro. It's hard to change muscle memory. I was taking that outside on the factories. I'll do that next lap. I think it'll just take me a couple laps to get used to it. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what just happened there, but we saved it. Okay, we gotta lock in. I have a ghost now. I don't know where I'm at lap time wise. I'm sure I can attack this corner a bit more on these bikes. I feel like the front end's just more sturdy. Feels stronger. Maybe it's a tire thing. I have no idea. Maybe it's a weight thing. I don't know. There's a lot of differences between these bikes. But, you know, I think my prediction is they're going to be pretty close in lap time. I might be wrong, though. I feel like I'm going about the exact same speed, to be honest. Now, cornering, I feel like I'm a bit quicker on the OEMs. We're going to go all the way outside here. Oh, man. Definitely oversteering a little bit. Just because I'm used to that factory steering. But bike feels good. Fantic 450, man. I'm telling you, people keep sleeping on this thing, bro. This lap time is kind of interested. I guess 214. 2:13. Wow. And that was pretty not good lap, I thought. Maybe it was pretty good for me. I have no idea. Guess we'll see. Chasing the ghost now. It's 1 second quicker than my first lap on the factory bikes. Go outside here. That's probably why I gained time. Oh my goodness. Too much shunder there, but I didn't lose that much time. Gain that here too. Okay, we're kind of schmoovin'. I think it might be a give or take with these bikes. I think straightaways, you're gonna make more time. Out of the corners, you're gonna make more time with the factory bikes. But I think in corners, I think these bikes are a little bit better. I think they got a little bit more traction. I think it takes longer for the tires to slip. You can lean it over more. I feel like I can pin these bikes, you know what I mean? I feel like factories, you can't, it's really hard to get to the point where you can pin them. Oh my god, I flew up that thing. Hey, these bikes got speed too, don't get me wrong. Okay, already gained some time there. Oh man. Oh no, I'm messing this up. No! Oh, such a dumb crash. Fine though. Still gonna be a decent lap. Probably still like a 2:14. Oh man, I think that was gonna be a 2:11 probably. But we got 3 more laps. And I'll be tryharding a little bit off camera. Try not to crash, I should say. That's like the main thing right now. Alright. Yeah, those are 2 laps on the OEM. Decent lap times. Let's fast forward to the total 5 lap times. Alright, boys. So 5 laps are done. And wow. Pretty interesting results, to say the least. I think it's pretty close, but I think we have to give the 450 on motocross. I think we have to give it to the factory bikes. You can see our ideal lap time was, I think, close to a second slower. And just lap times in general, they're pretty similar, as in we had 2 laps where we had crashes on the factory bikes and 3 laps that were pretty consistent. And that was the same on the OEM bike. We had 3 2:13, so very consistent lap times. And then a 2:15 with that crash you guys saw. And then that 2:19 with a massive crash. Like, I went over a freaking berm. I don't know what I was doing, but yeah, I mean, pretty similar, I think, as far as like each section and stuff like that. But yeah, 2:13 was around the average time. I think 2:12 was around the average time on the factory, and then 2:11 was the quickest we ran. So they're pretty close, but I honestly think factory edges out a little bit. It's not as big as you'd think. It's not like you're gonna get 4 seconds because you're on a factory bike. No, and I think if you're even better player than me, I think honestly OEM might even be closer. So yeah, that's motocross. We're not gonna go to 250s. I think 250 is gonna be kind of interesting. So yeah, let's try that out. All right, boys, back on the factory bikes here on the Gas 250. And here we go. We're 2 laps here, 3 off cam. Let's get our bopping, boys. Very interested to see what these lap times are looking like here. Imagine they're faster than the 450 times. Could be, man. I am a 250 guy, as many of you know. Only recently have I really been riding the 450s, so. We'll see. They're easier to move around, I think. But they don't have the power. Outside here. This bank. Scrub that, scrub that. Alright, just moving so far. I think the OEMs will be a bit quicker. I'm gonna be honest, but I don't know. Let's see, OEM 250s are pretty fast. I'm feeling pretty dang dialed on this thing. The 450s, man, they were pretty close. I will not lie. I do think averaging out, though, you can tell that the factory had, I think, about a second over the OEM. So there was definitely a difference. It wasn't a big one, but it was there. That corner. The bikes ride so much different. You know, you gotta lean back more on this bike. No, OEM's gotta lean forward more. Feels very similar to the previous OEMs, and just kind of how you have to ride them. So honestly, it comes pretty naturally, to be honest. This lap time is gonna be good, I think. Wow, 2:11 first lap. What the hell? I'm more of a 250 guy, guys. Let me be honest. All right, these bikes are not faster. Like, this bike doesn't have a bigger top speed than the 450, obviously, but as far as just maneuverability on this type of track, because this track is fairly technical, and there's some wide open spots, but there's a lot of ruts, a lot of, you know, inside tight corners that, like, this bike, it's so easy to maneuver it. I mean, I don't remember last time I rode factory 250. It's probably in a video. But I don't ride this bike really at all. And it just feels it's so easy to ride. It's effortless. Kind of making some mistakes here, though. Man, I don't know what it is, bro. It feels like I've been riding this thing forever. Feels like I just know exactly what I need to do with the bike. Yeah, it's a lot more than the 450. It's extremely nimble. Oh god. Of that. Oh, is that front tuck thing? It's all good though. Come on, hold it. Let's see if we can get a little bit of time. Try to at least get a 212 here. I feel so consistent on this bike. I mean, I think naturally 250s are going to feel more consistent than 450s. Especially for me in my experience, but man, it's such an easy bike to ride, guys. My goodness. I'm freaking surprised, dude. But yeah, I'll catch you guys when we look at the lap times. Alright guys, we finished the 5 laps. For some reason the 5th lap didn't count. I'm pretty sure it was probably just another 212, I would guess. Just basically an average of 212 is what I felt on this bike. Maybe even a 211. I'm not sure what that 5th lap would have been. It would have been close though. So bike is quick. I would choose this bike over either of those two 450s that I tested just because I'm more comfortable on a 250. I don't know if I'm just good enough to use the power or can trust the power of 450, especially going into corners. So I feel like that's kind of where I lose time with the 250. I feel like I can just go. I can just blast into corners and I'm going to grip up every single time and I can turn super sharp, and you know, it's a lighter bike. It feels better to me. You can see my ideal was a 206, which was my fastest ideal so far, and then a 210.6 was my fastest lap so far. So we're going to see with the OEMs. I was actually coming to this thinking the OEM would be a bit quicker in the 250 class, but this 250 is very, very OP, very quick. But we still have to test the OEM. You never know. So let's get into it. All right, boys. Now we're on the OEM 250 here. We got the Husky. Oh, man, it feels so weird switching over, but I'm the Jan, alright, I can get a hang of it. I can get her done. We have a ghost here, which I do not know what the speed of this ghost is. I hope it's not very quick. Maybe I do hope it's quick. I do not know what the lap times on this bike are going to be. My guess is going to be around the same as the 450 time. But maybe it's quicker. Maybe I'm just better on the 250. hauling right now, that's for sure. Oh. Did not get on the brakes enough for that corner. I hope we don't get cuts for that. I don't think we deserve cuts. So hopefully our lap counts. If not, you'll probably never see this clip. But so far everything's went smoothly. So other than that 5th lap on that factory, I still don't know why that one didn't count. There you go. I freaking died right there. That means we're all alone. I'd be happy with a 2:14 first lap. Just a little warm up. Bike feels good so far. Pretty freaking dialed. This is not a bike I've ridden much at all. Oh, turn. You gotta work for it on this bike, I'll tell you that. Makes you work for it. Alright, I pray this lap counts. I don't think this will be that bad. Come on, baby. There it is, 2:13 flat, first lap, man. Wow. With that mess up on that outside, so we'll see if we can run a 2:12 here, try to improve. I feel so much better on 250s, oh my goodness. This feels so smooth. Oh my gosh, man. I'm too used to the factories, bro. You could turn those things so quickly. These bikes, you gotta work for it to turn them. You gotta give it time. You gotta give it your weight time to shift. I like the challenge, dude. But it's hard. It's definitely harder, don't get me wrong. We're talking about what bike's harder to ride, it's the OEM. 100%. That's not a debate. I like it. It's more rewarding when you have to work for it. But just my opinion. This thing feels really good, man. And I have not ridden this bike in so long. Like, last time I rode this bike was the G Fuel little intro part of that video. But I really haven't, I don't know if I've, no, I did a video racing on that video as well. Other than that, I really haven't been on the OEM 250s much at all. I've just been sticking to that Fantic. But same could be said about the factory 250s. That didn't make sense. Most of my timers in this game is on 250s. That's what this lap time is. 2:11 flat. Oh my goodness. Wow. So what did we run? I think we were in a did we run a 2:10 on the or did we run a 2:11? I'm gonna have to go back and look, but I'm gonna run through more laps. We'll be back with the lap times. Okay, boys, listen. I don't know what the heck's going on right now. I'm a bit confuzzled. But what I can say is I think my prediction was right for the 250s. The OEM is actually a bit quicker. Now, the ideal lap time is not as quick as the one I got on the factory, and I think that's just because in the straights, the factory's obviously pulling and accelerating quicker, so you're going to gain a little bit more time through that. But I think as far as consistency and cornering, this 250 is unbelievable. It grips up super good. You can literally throw it around, do whatever you want with it. I felt great. I'm going to be honest. I think a 2:10.1 is the fastest time I ever ran on this track. Not the greatest time ever, but I think it's pretty good, you know, and to do it for a video as well, you get a little pressure on you. But Yeah, you guys can see consistency there. I don't know. I mean, I got quicker every single lap, basically. Yeah, other than the second and third lap. I don't know. I think this is interesting. You know, I'll say the 450s I think are actually a lot closer than my data showed. I don't really know what I was doing on my Fantic. I wasn't doing the best. Those times were still pretty close. I think the 250 times are close as well, but I don't know. I guess I was just feeling it on this bike. But I mean, this goes to show that I do not think the factory bikes are way quicker than the OEMs. I don't think the OEMs are way slower. Um, yeah. Yeah, I mean, data doesn't lie. I did it in a controlled environment. I took the same lines on every bike, just about every single lap. And even on that 210 lap, that's the exact lines I was hitting the entire day. And yeah, interesting. It's pretty interesting. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. You guys can obviously test this out yourself and let me know what you guys think. It's going to be different for each person. You know, some people are going to like one bike more than the other. I see myself as someone who's pretty consistent and can adapt to stuff pretty well. So I think I've kind of adapted to both bikes and learned them and learned the mechanics. You know, they both play differently. I think factory bikes, you got to lean back a little bit more. OEMs got to lean forward a little bit more. And the OEMs are a bit heavier, right? The weight is much more important. You know, it's easier to mess up your kind of weight distribution on the OEMs and the factory bikes. I feel like the factory, because they're so light, you can just throw them around, you can turn super sharp. But the OEMs, you got to take your time. You have to line up your corners. But once you get that weight distribution correct, dude, you can haul, bro. I mean, you can absolutely schmoo on these things. So yeah, I like both bikes. They're both great bikes, and we're getting them for free, so there really is nothing too much to complain about. But yeah, that's just kind of what happened. I'm not going to do Supercross. I know I said I did. I'm sorry. I don't have time. I think the video is already long enough anyway. But let me know if you guys want to see that. And yeah, use code JAN if you guys want to get some G Fuel. I really appreciate it. I just checked my phone again. We have 13 people who have used my code now. It's like going up every hour, which is crazy. So yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to see next video. Peace.